LaLa. I'm here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, and this is my featured show, Hello Air Force One, about confidence. This show is where we talk to our guests about their confidence and how they got to the point where they have never been better. And for me, I believe in a yin and a yang. So, with every yin has to be a yang. And so, and so, we talk about the nasty parts of confidence too. So, we talk about what it looks like for these guys when the confidence is low and the confidence is not giving, and how we get out of that and move on. So, number one, I also too like to tell my story so that you guys know why this big girl is spouting off at you about why you should be confident, right? Top badge travel bay. You guys make sure you're favoring my CEO. Um, so for me, I grew up a big girl. I was always a fat girl in school. And because of that, I would get bullied. And I had a bully and I had a couple bullies, but it made me really self-conscious about myself, where I was like, you know what? I think that maybe possibly I should lose weight. And so I did, for my health's sake and whatever. And then I found myself looking at myself in the mirror and just being like disgusted with myself. And so from there, I decided that I'm going to get big again. And I did. I gained a lot of the weight back and I felt never better. Hello, everybody. Hello. So with that being said, I was born. My confidence was born. I had found myself and at such a young age, and I kept up with it. And that's part of what we talk about with our guests today. So since this is a featured show, I do ask that you guys be kind in the comments and respectful. And I do have bouncers in here, and that's my red guys right now. I have Travel Bay in here. So if you're not nice, if you're not respectful, you're out of here. That's it. And of course, I can't acknowledge everybody that's coming in every time. So heavy on the positive vibes only. But hello and welcome to Crowns. I appreciate you being here. You could be anywhere on the app and you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you for the gifts in advance. All of that stuff. Now that all of that is out of the way, let's get my guests in. Hi Eddie. If my guest will hit the box, that would be great. Guest box, please. That would be great. And this is my first episode. Thank you guys. Thank you. I look so beautiful. Thank you so much. Sincere. This is my first featured episode, and I'm super excited about that. So no problem, Ebsy. So welcome. You guys are here for my first episode, and you guys will always have a special place in my heart. So thank you guys so much again for being here today when you didn't have to be. So thank you so much. Waiting for King Egyptian. Where's King Egyptian? To hit the box. There he is. All right, guys. So I have Top Badge Ebsy here today. She's going to talk to us. She is going to talk to us about her confidence and how she got to the space that she had never been better. I know that you guys know and love her, and she's a very confident woman, and I can't wait to talk with her. And then I also have my guest that buzzed the box. He is the most intellectually spoken gentleman that I've ever met. I really love listening to him talk, And because of that, I asked him on. And I'm sure he's going to give you guys some great advice and some great pointers. And also, he probably has a great story for us to hear about today. So, you guys, let me see some Egyptian urns in the comments if you guys are with me. And welcome my guest, big, big, big. That's not Egyptian. That's Ebsy. I don't know where Egyptian is. Okay, Ebsy, I'll take you now. So again, you guys know her. You guys love her. She's the most confident woman on this app. Let me see those yawns in the comments. Let me see the yawns in the comments. Okay, Egyptian, get in the box, sir. Let me see the yawns in the comments. Yawns, yawns, yawns. Heavy on them. All right, you guys welcome my first guest, Ebsy. We'll get you in next time, Egyptian.
Hi. Sorry, I wasn't ready, but hi.
It's okay. It is okay. How are you, Ebsy?
I am great. I am so great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you for coming on my humble little show. Can you please tell the people in the audience who you are and what your streaming schedule is like and any events you have coming up?
I do not have a streaming schedule, and I'm not doing any events. This is probably my last event I'll be doing in a long time. This is just off the strength of a TSA and EMD standing strong. But I do not do events, so don't ask me, and I do not do shows. But I'm doing this, which is so great and so fun, right?
Yeah. This is super great. This is super fun. I'm super honored. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. You are definitely one of the most confident women on this app. And I feel like everybody needs to know how, why, and how to get there. So that's what we're going to talk about. If you don't mind, madam, I want to, for you to tell my guests, how did you get to this confident place? How did you get so confident?
I guess I would say not taking myself seriously, I guess. I think that people have this idea in their mind that they're better, that because the person looks a certain way or has a certain amount of money or whatever positive things have going on, that they are not human. And I think that when we talk about our imperfections, or when we don't dismiss or try to hide our imperfections, it kind of shows us that we're not so different after all. So I think my confidence comes from, when I was young and I was in school, I did get teased. I got bullied. I was tall. And I went to a predominantly white school. So as a Black woman, with big lips, I had my my obstacles. And people will try to poke fun at you because you're different. But this world is big, and you'll realize that a lot of the people around you are either going through the same issues you're going through. They're fighting the same demons you're fighting, or even worse. And that's where the confidence comes from, because it's I can't change my past. I can't undo what I've already done. So that's honestly where I'm at with it. I just feel like nobody is gonna judge me. Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody should judge you, but I love that you don't give it any attention. So basically you got your confidence from learning how to block negativity out and just being I don't even need to acknowledge you.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I have no problem, especially when you stream, you have the internet trolls that feel like they're invincible because they're behind a keyboard. Yes. So they're gonna say whatever they want to say. But I just feel like at the end of the day, and especially because I've worked very hard to build myself up to where I'm at, I always move by the phrase that nobody that's hating on me is doing better than me. So
right.
I don't pay it any mind. And that's kind of how you have to keep that mentality. Like, I've never had anybody that's in a better position than me talk down on me. So
I heard that. I heard that one. You guys, welcome. If you guys are just joining us, this is Crown with Queen LaLa. I'm talking with Ebsy right now, and she told me that she found her confidence in learning to block out the negativity and ignoring the people that we don't have the time for. And I love that. Will you please tell us a time that you received feedback that maybe you were too confident? Like, has anybody ever told you that you're cocky?
yeah,
And how do you respond to it? How do you move on from it? How do you react?
I don't care. Like I
Me
said,
neither.
I don't care. Listen, I worked my ass off. I don't think ass is a bad word on a feature show. They say it on Family Guy all the time. Um, I I literally I worked my behind off,
Behind.
yeah, to get to where I'm at today. Even, like, aside from streaming, like, just maintenance, if we're being, like, superficial, I've worked hard to look like this. If we're talking about education, I worked hard to get my degrees. If we're talking about, like, financials, I worked hard to save up what I have saved
We
up.
see the yawns in the comments.
So, like,
Yes.
if you want to call me cocky, I don't care. Like, I worked for this. Nothing, this was not handed to me. This was not an overnight thing. Like, I was not raised with a silver spoon. So if I'm cocky now, it's because I put in the work to be cocky right now. So I don't care.
Exactly. I love that. Heavy on the ignore. Heavy on the ignore, friends. So I like to ask kind of some fun questions when it comes to confidence too. And the first one that I really want to know for you is, who is the most confident person that you know that you have tried to, like, emulate their confidence, if you will? Who taught you to be this confident?
I don't I don't emulate anybody. But what I will say
Period.
is that I'm gonna say Nicki Minaj. Nicki. I'm her biggest fan. But I will but honestly, I think that sometimes when when somebody knocks me off my high horse, or somebody makes me feel low or makes me feel lesser than, honestly, like, her music kind of like knocks me upside the head and reminds me who I am, that it's okay to have feelings, it's okay to cry, it's okay to be it's okay to
Vulnerable.
go through those emotionals and feel vulnerable, but never forget that you are a queen, and never forget about that crown on your head. So, like, she be getting me back on where I need to be as far as my confidence.
I'm I'm right there with you. If you didn't know, heavy on the
Period.
Barbie on
Period.
my wrist tat. Period. Barbie is on my wrist tat. Ooh, thank you for the spotlight. I love that. So heavy on the Nicki Minaj. Another fun question I like to ask is, do you date confident partners, and are they more confident than you, or are you more confident than them? Who do you usually go for? Do you date confident people?
I mean, off rip, like, in the beginning, we assume that they are confident. Y'all spotlighting a feature stream is crazy to me. Like, how much higher do
Listen,
you
I
want?
love it. It's my first episode, MC.
I apologize. I just feel like you can't get any higher than number one. We love to see it. Yeah. So,
So
I mean, typically in the beginning, we want them. I just feel like y'all can use it when she's live and she's not featured, and then and push her to the top. But anyway, so I typically like to date men that are confident, um, mainly because I feel like I've had relationships where the man I was dating showed certain insecurities throughout the relationship, and it was kind of over things that I could not control, like, um when I used to like do bottle waitressing. So I was typically around like affluent people. They would feel insecure about that, and like certain things that are kind of out of my control. So I don't want a man that's not confident. I need you to, you know, get it together and understand that like I chose you for a reason, and I don't want to be in a situation where I have to hinder my life or my lifestyle or what I have going on because you're in your head.
Absolutely. I do. I absolutely get that. So when they are a confident partner, are they usually more confident than you, or are you more confident than them?
Sometimes sometimes I'm more confident than them, but for the
Okay.
yeah, for the most part, I'm usually more confident than them because you know, like men, like every man ain't walking around looking like Denzel or Morris Chestnut or nothing. Um, so they're not really, you know, they sometimes they feel like, oh, what did you see in me? But
Okay.
you know, I just feel like I know what I be bringing to the table, so I don't be worried. So usually I'm more confident than they are.
I love it. You guys, welcome the crowd, Queen LaLa. We're talking with Ebsy right now. She only dates confident men. So if you're confident, don't get at her. Just send her a jet or something.
Send me a
Heavy on send me a jet. So, like I said in the beginning, I like to talk about both sides to confidence. So I'm gonna get into the yang of it all, but we don't give it too much attention. I only ask one question about it. We touch on it, we move on. Okay. So I want to know, what does it look like for you when your confidence is low and I call him or her that saboteur that's in the back of the head that's like, no, you really aren't that pretty. No, you really aren't at your best. You really could do better. You really ain't that. What happens for you when you're having those low days?
I shut down. I I like those are usually the times when like I don't stream. I'm off the app for a couple of days because I need to like kind of like recharge. So, I mean, those days I am horrible at like getting myself back together. Like I should be, you know, up moving around and, you know, going outside and smelling the fresh air. I'd be in bed under my blanket watching cartoons and ordering Uber and just disconnecting from everyone like for the day. And so those are the days kind of where I step away and I don't really talk to anybody, mainly because I feel like some people are usually so used to me being the shoulder that they lean on that they're not used to seeing me needing a shoulder. So I kind of just separate until I'm back where I need to be mentally, and then
Yes.
you know, I'll pop back out.
Heavy on the isolation. Do you what do you do to get out of it? Do you use self-talk? Is there a
Drugs.
movie you watch? How do you
Drugs.
get back to it?
Just drugs and alcohol.
And Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that too.
Some Nicki Minaj music. I appreciate your honesty. Can you recall a time that maybe somebody checked you about like you were exuding the low confidence and they had to point it out to you? And how did you react to that? How did you respond to that?
I usually in those situations I turn into like a softie, you know, and then it's like one of those situations where like you're already like going through it and then somebody says, "What's wrong?" And then you're like, "Oh my God." So I mean, if it happens on stream, I'll lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Like if there's somebody's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" You looked it up, like it's nothing wrong, I'm fine. I'm just distracted or something. I'll make up an excuse. But I mean on the back end, if I'm talking to someone and they ask me like what's wrong or whatever, like I kind of just like will dump everything. But I kind of like, I like to dump things and then be like, it's all right. Like, like I'll laugh it off. Like just don't worry about it. And I try to like ease the load, but typically like on the outside, I don't want people, I don't want anybody to have to carry my weight on their shoulders. So I don't talk about it if I don't have to, like on my public platforms.
I love it. Yeah, sometimes we got to keep some stuff private, even as streamers. A little some stuff is not for y'all, and I definitely get that. You guys, make sure you're favoriting Ebsy if you don't already have her favorited. Make sure you're favoriting the top 3 of my stream. Welcome everybody. I see you beautifully. Happy birthday. If y'all didn't know, it was my sister's birthday this week. But welcome guys. This is Crown with Queen LaLa. We're talking with Ebsy about her confidence and how she got to the place where she has never been better. And we are at our last few questions. Ebsy, I only got 3 more for you. I always talk about this because I always like to touch bases on when you're doing like your self-evaluation and your self-healing. So I always like to talk about this one. And I want to know, and the people want to know, Ebsy, little Ebsyrella, little baby Ebsy in kindergarten, bright and young, ready for the world and socialization. What would you tell her in order for you, Ebsy, to be a more confident Ebsy, to be to that like next step, next level, super off the charts confident Ebsy? What is something that you would tell Ebsyrella?
I would tell her first to buy Bitcoin, and then
Period.
I would tell her that all these hating hoes that's trying to talk about your height or how your lips are too big or all these things about you, in about 25 years, they're going to be paying thousands of dollars to look like you. That's what I would tell her.
I love it.
Stay away from Brooklyn men. Stay away from
Brooklyn. Stay away from Brooklyn men. I love it. What gift does it take for somebody to get a date with you?
There has to be confidence. You have to be like confident. You have to carry yourself. Like, don't be like, it has to be, the confidence has to make sense. Like you can't have like Chanel confidence looking like Dollar Tree. But so the confidence has to make sense. But also you have to have like a sense of humor, because I love to laugh. I love to joke. Like, you have to have a sense of humor. And
awesome.
Yeah, like that's like important. Like if you're not somebody I can hold the conversation with, then this is a waste of time. And then obviously there are more important credentials that come after the fact, but that's crucial. I need to be able to laugh and to know that, like, you're sure of yourself. That's important.
Absolutely. And then last and of course, not certainly least, but what will you tell somebody that is trying to get to their next step of confidence, even if it's just being able to look at themselves in the mirror? What would you tell them to gain that confidence today?
I would say, like I said in the beginning, it is very unlikely that the person that is talking down on you is doing better than you. You are human. We are all human, and you would be surprised at how many people share your problems. And just know that, like, life is short. Life is very short. And If you spend your good years and your good days worried about what somebody else is thinking of you, you'll never be happy. You'll be 70 years old, 80 years old, looking back, thinking about all the things you should have done or could have done or would have done, and that you didn't do it because you allowed somebody who's not even a part of your life anymore to impact how you move. You know, like, you get to do things that make you happy because nobody else is going to reap either the benefits or the consequences of your decisions. So keep doing what makes you happy.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much, Ebsy, for
welcome.
coming today. I appreciate you. You guys, make sure you're favoriting Ebsy right now. Catch her when you catch her. Period. Top Badge Scantron. Hello. You guys, welcome. This is Crown with Queen LaLa. This is my first featured episode. And listen, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so excited that you guys, maybe I'm gonna catch me when you catch me. I'm so excited that you guys decided to be here with me. You could have been anywhere. You could have been anybody's stream, and you decided to come and listen to these confident people talk to you about it. And you can learn something. So right now with my guests, you guys are my friends in the comments. I want to know, what makes you feel you're most confident? What is something, just give me one word to sum up what makes you feel you're most confident. So for me personally, it would be nails. Nails make me feel my most confident. So what makes you guys feel you're most confident? I see experience. Hair, yes, a good shower and clean sheets, period. That's very, very comforting. Good stuff. Smiles, lashes, yes. Lashes are super important to women. I love that. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let me see it. Smiles, good haircut. Yes. I know that smelling good when you get a good paycheck. Yes, makes you feel good, make you look good, make you smell good, make you feel good, make you love on yourself. Yes, self-care. Self-care is so important. Now that means I got to spend money. Well, you don't always have to spend money for self-care. Exactly. So usually you already have the stuff. You know what I mean? Getting a pedicure. Yes, cutting your hangnail. Cut your hangnail off. Yes. I love that. Shopping at Family Dollar. Listen, when you are low income, if you were low income, hey, what's up, nephew? If you were low income, then shopping at Family Dollar can be really important. I love that. Thank you so much, you guys. So lit. I have my live love laughs. That was a little bit of it today. We always talk about crown manifestation. That's why I called it crowned, and not to mention I'm a queen. But make sure that you guys are working on yourselves. Make sure you're journaling. Make sure you're working on your inner self, your inner spirit, your inner energy. Make sure you're working on you so that you can emulate and radiate positivity and light. Okay, guys, I hope that you guys get something from these guests today. I know that I got from Ebsy to ignore people, ignore the negativity, push that nastiness away, and I absolutely love that. So you guys, I hope that you are absorbing some of this. So I do have another guest, and I hope you guys are still with me. If you're with me, let me see those crowns in the comments. Let me see some crowns in the comments. Let me see some urns. If you guys are ready for my next guest, let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let's get ready. Let's get popping, guys. Okay, we're gonna talk with my next guest coming in the building. This gentleman is a very bright man. I really love hearing him talk. And because of that, I asked him to come on the show and to talk about his confidence and how he got to this place where he has never been better and he has never been more confident than he is now. So, you guys, Throw the Egyptian urns in the comments, throw the crowns in the comments, and welcome my guest, King Egyptian. Heck of confidence. Thank you guys all for the favorites. Also, I appreciate you guys. I see you guys.
Hello,
There you
hello.
guys.
How
I
you
see you
feeling?
guys.
How you feeling?
Yay! How are you?
Good to see you. How you feeling?
Good to see you. I'm
I'm good. How
great.
you feeling? Good
Thank
to
you
see
so
you.
much. I'm so happy that you're here with me. You're going to give some love and
Thank you.
light
Thank you.
to my friends. I appreciate you. Will you please tell everybody who you are, and what your streaming schedule is like, and any events you have coming up?
Well, if anybody doesn't know, I'm the most secure king himself, the great king Egyptian. I don't really have a schedule, you know what I mean? I just stream whenever my body says go live and talk to people, you know what I mean? And I'll pretty much do any event that's encouraging and positive, you know what I mean? Anything that brings light to people and, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. I mean, even you asking me to do the show, you know, you say merely you just asked me a few days ago and I was like, oh, we doing it, you know, so
Yes.
always open to do new things like that.
I love that, and I appreciate you for accepting my invitation. Like I said, I met you on Dimple's show, and I was just like, we were just talking about like celebrity topics, and I could literally just listen to you talk all day. And I love your streams. Your streams are always so positive and fun. And I love, of course, as you see here, I just love to bring light to people. We live in such a dark time and such a dark society was full of such nastiness and negativity that I decided to bring positivity. So I appreciate you for coming
Thank
on
you.
here and talking to the
My
people.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Will you please tell everybody how you got to this place where you've never been as confident as you are?
Well, I think that experience is our greatest teacher. I mean, everybody has definitely had those times in their lives where, you know, they doubt themselves or they feel a sense of doubt, you know what I'm saying? And I think that just being able to naturally overcome those things, regardless of what people are saying, you know, people can be the most encouraging to you, but it means nothing until you believe it yourself. And I just think that that self belief is something that, you know, I've always had, you know, and it just allows you to progress a little bit faster. You know, it allows you to see things a little bit more clear and also to self sacrifice your own emotions versus what's based on what's more important for you in the future. You know what I mean? Especially emotionally and especially how we look at ourselves.
I love that. Can you tell us how you maintain your confidence when you're dealing with challenging situations? Like somebody telling you, you're a little bit too cocky.
Well, I actually I know I'm cocky, and I encourage people to be the same way, because who's gonna be more conceptual about you than yourself? You know what I'm saying? You,
Period.
I mean, we are our best. We are our best critics and also our worst enemies. So we'll naturally tell ourselves, "Oh, well, you know, I don't like my hair. I don't like my hair." We'll say things like that to us, and other people will adore our hair. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? Sometimes we love our hair, and other people will hate it. You know, so it's just about
Hmm.
your own perception of things. And if you're allowing negative energy to, you know, influence your perception, and yeah, you're going to be definitely negative. So I try to make sure that I say my affirmations. I keep positive people around me who boost my confidence as well. They're the ones saying, you know, don't give up, don't quit. I know it's hard, you know what I mean, but don't worry about that. Just keep going. You're doing good. Like you need those kind of people around you, you know what I mean? Because those kind of influences are the ones that become the voices in the back of your head saying, you know what, I got this, even when nobody else is saying it.
I love that very much. Thank you so much for that. You guys, thank you for coming here. This is Crowns with Queen Lala. I am here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Right now, I'm talking with King Egyptian, and he is telling us about his confidence and how he has also done like good self-talk, good self evaluation to get to where he is, and blocking out, of course, the negativity. That seems to be the theme today, blocking out the negativity. um I like to get into the fun questions, a little bit of fun. I want to know who made you feel your most confident self, who taught you to be this confident? Is there somebody that you looked up to growing up that made you get to this confident place?
I wouldn't say a specific person that I looked up to, because one thing my father always told me is that the man that you look up to is only half the man that you are. So,
Mm,
even when I was growing up, they asked you that question in school, like, like, who do you look up to and who's your hero? And I would always say my father. And he would tell me, he would say, son, I'm only half the man that you are. I'm only half the man that you're going to be. You know what I mean? Because the potential you see in
mm,
me now, that's who you are becoming now. You know what I mean? So if you're not becoming a better person than the people that you see, then you're only half as good as them. So I never really had anybody
mm,
like wholly to like influence me, because everybody that I've seen like that, I've always wanted more than they had, and I've always aspired more than they have. You know what I mean? So I never really had that kind of mindset, and I'm an embracer of negativity. Like, I don't try to shun it, and I don't try to
mm,
stay away from it. I try to embrace it, and instead of indulging in it, I try to turn it into a positive situation. You know what I mean? I think that I have that effect on people, is that if you're having a bad day or you negative, you come to me and I can take that and give you positive energy without being affected by the negative. Because I think that you have to have a balance. I mean, I've seen and done some dark things, and I mean, I know some hurtful feelings. You know what I mean? So it can't
mm-hmm.
be any worse. You know what I mean? And what people going through, it could be worse, but it can't be any worse than what you able to tell a person. You know what I mean? So I try to tell people, it's okay to be a little negative sometimes, as long as you're not becoming of it.
Absolutely. Wow. Um, and of course, I want to know, for you physically, what makes you feel your most confident? How do you, when you look in the mirror and this is on point for you, you're like, yep, I'm the man. For me, it's my nails. When I have my nails done, I'm like, you're the baddest, you're the baddie. Nobody can tell you nothing because look at you. Look at your nails, girl. You're fly. What is it for you that makes you feel your your top tier self?
It's my eyes, and I think that because more than anything, even when I look at myself, what I mean, if I'm ashamed at myself, I can't look myself in the eye. And even
Oh
when I look
wow.
at others, if they are more confident than me, it's very difficult to make eye contact. If I'm more confident, it's very difficult for them to make eye contact. And that's just the nature that we pick up from people, from naturally coming in encounter with people. You know what I mean? So when I
Hmm.
mean somebody, or what I mean, I just generally talk to somebody, if I notice that their eye contact isn't really strong, I can tell their level of confidence about themselves. You know what I mean? And it's kind of a reflection of myself. It just reminds me, like, are you making good eye contact? Are you presentable? Are you confident? Are you proud? Do you know what you're talking about? You know what I mean? And if you don't, are you confident enough to know that you don't?
Period. Very true. Very, very true. Very wise words. This is, you guys see why I say this? This is why I love listening to him talk. I could talk all day, please. Just always come here, talk to me. Just be my personal spiritual advisor, my personal uplifter. You guys, welcome to Crowns with Queen LaLa. I'm here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're getting some inspiration from King Egyptian right now, and that's just period. I don't even want these questions no more. I just want to let you talk. but let's get to it. Let's get to the nasty side. I feel like you're gonna have some good stuff to say about this Yang, this saboteur. Man, I hate talking about him, but we got to talk about the Yang to the Yin. So respectfully, when you have the times where your confidence is low and that person's in the back, oh, you can't do it. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to make it. What do you do to what does that look like for you? Number 1, and then number 2, how do you get out of it? How do you get out of that nasty place?
So there's no such thing as getting out of it. I mean, we are
Okay.
constantly in, we're like a rolling tide, so you're going to have the good days, the bad days. Sometimes they're going to be higher and lower than others. I mean, the conscious part of it is to be able to break the tide when it comes high like that. So when I do feel that sense of a lack of self-confidence and things like that, like I said, most of the time I try to reflect what people I know are going to be encouraging and uplifting. you know, if you at your weakest moments and you got people that are telling you like, hey, look, don't give up. Like, hey, you listen to yourself. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, like that's the reminder that you sometimes need that little bit of push. You know what I mean? And I often tell people that, you know, when you're a warrior, you lick your own wounds. You know what I mean? When a lion
Mm,
is in the woods and, you know, if it gets hurt, it doesn't come back to the pride and they take care of him. He licks his own wounds. You know what I mean? He has to heal himself because his duty to protect and to serve others is greater than his own survival. You know what I mean? And when you
mm,
start to think about yourself like that, you know, you start to lick your own wounds. You start to say, when I'm low, you know, am I saying my affirmations? What can I do? Is this just a moment? What can I do to change it? What can I do to grow? You know what I mean? Maybe sometimes separating to recalibrate is exactly what you need to be able to stay lubricated in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So a
mm.
lot of times you just got to figure out what your blueprint is in order to not be seen at your weakest moments and always be seen strong. And even when you're seen at your weakest moments and you're vulnerable, you're only seen by people that want to protect you.
Mm, period. I love that. I love that very much. So you you do your you check yourself. You check yourself and you make sure that all of your I's are dotted and all of your T's are crossed. And then if they are, then you reevaluate some more. That's what it sounds like to me, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I
And
mean,
then
we
you
all
figure
human, you
out.
know what I'm saying? We all human. Everybody falls, everybody makes mistakes. You ain't going to get it right the first two or three times. Sometimes it's going to be a lot more frustrating and you're going to make the same mistakes sometimes. But it's that consciousness to know, like, hey, I want to change and I want to grow. Like that consciousness where you say, okay, there's a mistake and I'm constantly seeing the same results, doing the same things. I got to change something and I want to fix it. Those consciousnesses are the ones that put us in a stage of saying, you know, okay, things can get better. Because naturally we
Mhm.
fear the most that things are never going to get better. You know what I mean? But as long as you're
Right.
convincing yourself that things are going to get better, then it doesn't matter how many times you try. You're only aiming at that one time you get it right enough to keep moving forward to the next step.
Absolutely. I love that. Get to the next step, friends. Make sure you're doing your good self talk. That's what's important too. Good self talk. So, do you recall a time where maybe somebody checked you for being too confident? Hold on. Hold that thought. You guys, welcome. I see a lot of new people in the comments, so welcome. This is Crown with Queen LaLa. I'm here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's my cousin. Hello, Cuzzo. We are talking with Egyptian right now, King Egyptian. Put some respect on his name. And we're talking about his confidence and how he got to this place where he's never been better. Egyptian. Now, I would like to know what did you do? How do you react when somebody checks you when they're like, you're
I mean, that's
you're too
that's a hard
cocky,
thing
like
for
you're,
somebody to do when you're extremely confident. It's hard for somebody to check that because I don't look
mm,
at my confidence as a negative thing. And for somebody to check that, it's kind of like, oh yeah, well now you're messing with my arrogance. You know what I mean? I'm
right,
arrogantly confident. I'm arrogantly cocky. I don't just call myself a king. I embody that. So for you to
exactly.
try to check that, it's like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, who are
Mm-hmm.
you above me? You know, because ain't nobody above me but God. You know, so with these kind of
Mm-hmm.
ideologies and with these kind of mindsets, it's very difficult for somebody to like come at your confidence or come at even your own self-love. You know what I mean? Because the way that we love ourselves, that's naturally what makes us so confident. You know what I mean? That's naturally, even
Mm-hmm.
as far as the things that you don't like about yourself, you could still be able to carry yourself up with the things that you don't like and make it a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? And people not know that, oh yeah, but they might not like, they have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, honey. So like I just think naturally, you know, if people try to check your confidence, just like Ebsy was saying, nobody hates down, everybody hate up. Everybody hate up. You ain't never hated
I
on a
love that.
man riding a bike when you in the car and it's snow outside. You ain't never done that. Now, if you on a bike, you
Right.
might be a little salty about somebody in the car. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hates down. You know, so somebody hating on me or they
Mm-hmm.
saying something about my confidence, they just want to learn from me. You know what I'm saying? They just want to see how I'm doing it. They want to know what I got going on that make me so comfortable doing this without having to be, you know what I'm saying, nervous or anxious or, you know what I mean, asking questions or just it's a natural thing. Like how he got it so natural. They want that. You know what I mean? And I know that's why that's the only reason they feel that way. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That means I'm doing something
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. I love that too. Wow. Yes. Because that's very true. And Ebsy did say that you gotta hate up. And I really that's probably gonna be one of my new things, one of my new favorite things to say is you have to hate up. You can't hate down. I love that so
Like, oh, you
much.
hating on me? I
Um,
didn't even know I was doing that good. Didn't even know nobody noticed.
right? Like, thank you. Thank you for being so angry at my confidence. Thank you for hating on what's so great about me. I love that. Um, no, there's no peasants here. This is the queen, this is the king, and we appreciate you all for being here. This is Crown with Queen LaLa, Thursdays at 1 p.m. So before we get out of here, before I let you go, I do make sure that I ask at least these last two questions that I'm gonna ask you, okay? And again, like I said, for me, I ask these questions because it's so important to do your self work and make sure that you're checking yourself and getting yourself together and loving on yourself. And for that, you have to look inside. So for you, I want to know, what do you say? Yes, I see your comment, little Prince Charming, little Prince Egyptian. I want to know, what would you tell Prince so that King could be a more confident king, so that you could maybe be at the next level, the next step of confidence for yourself?
Well, I have a daughter, okay, and it's
Mhm.
one of the most challenging things for a man, especially raising a little girl, because I only have the perception of a man. So
Right.
she's watching and learning about what it looks like for a man to be a man. So as long as I'm constantly telling myself that, like, when she grows up, she's going to look at me as the image of what a man should be, as the image of what kind of man she wants to date, and what kind of man she sees as strong and confident and supportive. You know what I'm saying? So, like, those are the things that are impacting to me more than any, you know what I mean? Because I know that she has to see a king, she has to see a strong man, she has to think that I know everything and I can do anything, and she can
Absolutely.
come to me and talk about anything. She can be open, and she can be see me being emotional and sensitive, loving, caring, and kind, strong and aggressive, and understand all of these things as a whole, as what a man should look like. And it's really no words to say to show a little. She's 6. There's no way to show a little girl that just merely with words. Like, she has to see it, she has to feel it, she has to know it. When she's sad, she has to feel comfortable enough to run to me for comfort. You know what I mean? And when she feels scared, she has to be comfortable enough to run to me for protection. If she's doing those things, then I know those are indications that the
Moments.
path I'm taking is the right one. If y'all in here, y'all make sure y'all fave Queen Lala. Y'all make sure y'all fave me. Y'all fave all of the gifters. Y'all fave all of the supporters for the stream. Thank y'all for showing out, showing up. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. This show is called Crown. You know what I'm saying? This all royalty. This bosses. You know the vibe.
Sorry about that. I have a bathroom in here and I locked my door so nobody would come in here. Okay. So, and then, of course, any last minute remarks, any last minute testimony for anybody that needs to get to their next level of confidence today, even if that's just looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, I love you.
I think that if you have to listen to what other people say, it's probably because you're not listening to yourself.
Mm,
So I always encourage people to, listen to yourself, trust your instincts, trust your gut, you know what I'm saying, trust your mindset. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing that, then you are gonna be on a different wavelength and a different path than the average person, you know what I'm saying, who's just constantly looking for
mm,
gratification and validation from other people. You know what I'm saying? That's just a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I just encourage
mm.
people to learn, love, laugh, communicate, express yourself, be yourself, and that's human. Like, that's the most humane thing that you
Yes.
could do. There's no right way to do that. There's no right way to do that at all. I don't care who you are. You're gonna cry, you're gonna hurt, you're gonna be mad, you're gonna make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? But do all of those things and embrace them all, you know what I mean, so that you grow.
You guys, like I said in the beginning, before this king got in this box, make sure you are favoriting him.
Thank you,
He
thank
talks like
y'all.
this all the time. I
Thank you,
could listen to him
honey.
talk all day long. I'm telling you. I appreciate you so much, King. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
and
Thank you.
telling everybody how you got here. You're your advice and your words have not gone unlistened to. I really do appreciate you.
Thank
And
you.
do you have anything that you have coming up or anything like that? Do you have any events?
I don't have any events, but I am planning on doing an auction in February. I'm going to host my own auction in
Awesome.
February.
So
So
if you
that's my
guys are
upcoming plan.
new, hit
Thank you,
King with a
honey.
favorite and go talk to him and you can get in his auction. Thank you so much, King. I'll never kick you
Yeah,
out.
definitely.
Thank
Hey,
you
y'all make sure
so
y'all fave
much.
me. I'll
And
definitely
Dawn,
fave everybody back. Y'all fave each other. Y'all make sure y'all fave LaLa. Thank everybody for coming. Y'all thank y'all for y'all support. Thank all of the gifters. Thank you, honey. Thank you, chocolate. Thank everybody for being
yes.
here. Hey, I appreciate you so much, LaLa, for allowing me an opportunity to do this. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Of course, anytime. You're welcome back anytime. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. No problem.
You guys, this is Crowned. This is Crowned with Queen Lala. Yes, Chris Casper. Thank you so much for coming to my first episode. I appreciate you. You guys, this has been Crowned with Queen Lala. Make sure you guys come back here next Thursday. Next Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are going to talk about confidence with our next guest next week. And that is that. My last thing that I like to close the show with, of course, is making sure that you guys remember that the top of your tippy top of your head, where my crown resides, where my crown lives, is your crown chakra. And with your crown chakra, it is your highest point to your higher power. If that's the universe, if that's Jesus, if that's God, whoever that is for you, if that's Allah, whoever that is for you, it comes straight from the top of your head to them. So I would like for you to use all of the things that you are trying to manifest and say them with your crown chakra today. And the way that you activate your crown chakra is to make sure that you say, I know. So if you have affirmations, you would say, I know that I am great. I know that I'm a queen. I know that I'm a king. I know that I I know that I will oh goodness. I know that I will be successful. I know that I will have 5 new guests this week, 5 new customers, 5 new clientele. You say it with your crown chakra and it will come true. You guys, thank you so much for coming to my first episode of Crown. I'm not going to get off because I heard that I need to keep this trend up. So I won't log off. We'll have a chat. I'll open up the date box if you guys want to come and tell me what makes you feel you're most confident. Please still be nice. Please still be kind because I don't be with that foolishness. Okay. Thank you guys so much. And this was Crowned. Thank you.